Welcome everyone, Farmer Cop here. This is going to be part 9 of my seasons tutorial series. If this is what you're looking for, please stay tuned. Alright folks, this is part 9 of my seasons tutorial series. Today we're going to talk about everything you need to know for raising pigs in seasons. So first off, they're very similar to pigs in base game. There's just a few things that are different, and we're going to talk about those things as well. So I'm not going to go into a ton of detail about all just the basics of care. I'm just going to go into a lot of the detail about seasons and stuff like that. So if you don't know how to do pigs right now, I would say go watch my other video on how to care for pigs or raise pigs in Farming Simulator 19 without seasons on before watching this one. In addition to that, I would recommend watching the rest of the videos in this series before continuing on to this one. But without further ado, we're gonna go and jump into it. So first up, you need some pig pens. You could download mods or anything like that, but in here, base game pig pens, you just need to place a couple of these. I have 4 of these placed because there are 4 types of pigs in seasons. So there are Yorkshires, which are bought as females. They are fast growing and they're initially fairly expensive. And actually, let's just go up to one of the pig pens here. So this one has Yorkshires in it. Again, they're purchased as females indicated here. They're a year old, 419 pounds when you buy them. They're going to cost you $945 this time of year. Then the Gloucestershire old spots are bought as males. They cost $227. They're 0.2 years old, 53 pounds when you buy them. They are slow growing, but initially cheaper. The Spotteds are bought as females, 1 year old, 320 pounds, $750 at this time of year. And the Spotteds grow relatively fast, and they're kind of a middle of the road price somewhat. Berkshires are kind of the bottom end middle of the road price, but they're fast growing. They're bought as males. They're 0.2 years old, 57 pounds when you buy them. And there you go. So the idea for pigs is to buy them, feed them, raise them, do all that sorts of stuff. For the male pigs, the only purpose is to feed them so they fatten up and then sell them. The female pigs, yes, you want to fatten them up to sell them, but you also will have children that you'll get. So every year, these guys will produce about 2 litters a year of pigs, and that is just varying amounts of pigs. So they reproduce fairly quickly. They're artificially inseminated, so they don't need males in the pen with them, and that's just how it goes. So that is kind of just a quick talk on the breeds. Now, if I do move them over in this menu, I'm going to pay a $100 delivery fee per. Now, if I deliver them using a livestock trailer, which can be purchased in the store, under livestock or animal transport here, this one can hold 9 pigs, this one can hold 21 pigs, this one can hold 36. So those are just base game options. There's no fee if you transport them using that, but otherwise there will be a fee. Now, as far as pig pens go, there's feed. So in base game, they take feed, water, straw, and then you also have to clean them out as they make a mess over here on this end with the food trough. And then they also will produce slurry and manure in base game, as well as reproduction. They don't produce any other goods. They don't produce, obviously, like eggs like chickens do, or milk like cows do, or wool like sheep do. Their main purpose is for reproduction in base game, and manure and slurry production. Now, in seasons, as far as taking care of them, so if we hit Alt-S to open the seasons menu, this is going to give us all the pig pens here. So this is the one here we're looking at with Yorkshires. Cleanliness 100%, water's at 0. We're going to take care of that first. So one option you have in seasons is to place a water pump, which is this guy right here, found in the store under placeables, under animal pens. Right here, if you place it next to there, it's $5 grand to buy. It will keep the water level at 15%, but it does bill you for the water it uses, but it'll keep that water level up. So if we go into the menu here, I have it on these 3 pens, so you can see the water's just at 15% on all of them, but they're not going to die from lack of hydration. It should be noted as well that care is increasingly important, or is extremely important in seasons when taking care of pigs or other animals. If you leave them in a trailer overnight or for too long, they will die. If you fail to feed them, they will die. If they fail to provide water for them, they will die. Their health will increase over time as their needs are met. So if we look in here at these guys, 80% health is usually where you buy them at. All these guys are at 80% right now. It will decrease rapidly if you do not care for them the way they should. So right now, they haven't been there for very long, so there's not really any deficit. But yeah, so water, you can either put in one of those water pumps, or you can add in a trailer like this, and then just pull up to the water trigger and hit I to unload, and it's going to go ahead and just give them the water that they need. So troughs in seasons will only hold enough water or food to last the animals for 2 days. So you have to check up fairly regularly on it. But now if we go into here, water's taken care of. Now straw, you can put straw in over here using a straw blower or using loose straw like I have here. Now it should be noted, if I put straw in here, they will produce manure. If I don't put any straw in, they will produce slurry. They will not produce both. They will produce one or the other. You will not get both out of them. So this one I'm going to put straw in, and I'm going to leave those 3 without straw. Now straw does give a little boost to their health, so they're not going to be quite as healthy, but it's not going to be the end of the world if you don't give them straw. But anyhow, I usually find I give them straw just because I want them to be as healthy as possible, but it's up to you. Okay, so that's taken care of there. Down here at the bottom, before we get into food, you'll notice it'll have, again, it'll have our production levels here, what we have in manure and slurry and storage. It'll also tell you how much food is estimated they're going to need every year. Now that is an estimate with exactly what you have here, these guys right here, as if these guys don't get any bigger, they don't get any less healthy, they don't get anything. Nothing changes about them. None of them die off. They don't reproduce at all. Obviously, those things are going to change. So this is just, I would always go way above the estimate just to make sure you're ready, because how much they eat depends on their age. It depends on their weight. So that's why it can definitely change kind of rapidly. Now, pigs in base game have 4 categories of feeding. In seasons, they take out one of those categories. They take out the category for sugar beets and potatoes. So they have, the first category is corn, then they have wheat and barley, then soybeans, canola, sunflowers, and I would say this is the most important category typically, and then going down to the least important. You can have the animals survive if you don't feed them everything, but you should try to feed them everything if you can. Now the option as well, you can still, as you can in base game, you can feed them pallets or big bags of pig food, or pig food you buy somewhere else. You can feed them that, and that will satisfy it. That's typically more expensive though. So what I have over here for these guys is I have a trailer full of pig food. So the Yorkshires here, they have nothing in their pen. This is the other one I didn't feed. Yeah, these guys I fed. So I fed the other 2 at the very end with pig feed, I believe. Yeah, so this is gonna be the one next to us. Yep, okay, perfect, makes sense. They're just a little bit out of order for my line. So here we see nothing in the tank here. But if I go ahead and I put some food in there, trough is full, and if I hit I to try to put more in there, it says the maximum capacity of feeding the troughs suffices to feed them for the animals for 2 days. So they're good to go for 2 days. Now if I go in here, they're all set to go in here. Everything is taken care of. So that's pretty easy to use pig food. It's just a little bit more expensive. Now if I hop over here to these guys, this is the pen here, so they don't have any food in. No straw, again, we're gonna leave that empty. And also notice too, there's different feed requirements. So these are all basically just brand new pigs that I bought of different breeds. Notice the Yorkshires are going to take 12,000 or estimated 12,000 a year. The spotted are going to take estimated at 10,000. The Gloucestershires are going to take an estimated at 7,200. And then the Berkshires at 7,500. So notice that. Now we're just going to put corn in here to start. I put corn in, Alt S, corn's in there. Now if I wanted to put wheat and barley in there as well, I can do that. Put wheat in there, open up the seasons menu. It's good to go. They're good to go. So they have what they need. I'm going to leave this empty just to see kind of how it goes. So yeah, we're going to go from there. Now, if I open back up the menu, we can actually see, since a little bit of time passed, these guys, since they have straw, are producing manure, no slurry. These guys are producing slurry because they don't have any straw. Slurry, no straw. Slurry, no straw. So as you can see, that is kind of the way it's going to work with those. Now, just to, we're not going to kill off any animals actually in this one, which I normally kill off animals, just to show you that it can be done. But we're going to go ahead and fast forward some time and just check on all of these guys tomorrow and see how they're doing. So I'm just going to slowly fast forward the clock. And occasionally, if you're going to fast forward that fast, you need to occasionally step it off just to make sure it can sync if needed, which every so often it needs to sync. So I usually just kind of fast forward a few hours or so, and then I will stop it to just make sure it can sync with the game and make sure everything's good to go, because Seasons is not designed to fast forward that fast. Sometimes it doesn't need to, but a lot of times it does. So we'll see here in a second. Probably around midnight it'll need to sync after it passes midnight. That's pretty typical. Yep, so there you go. You'll get that little message, and then we're good to go for a while. So I'm going to just fast forward till we get to some daylight here, and we'll just check on the status of all of our pigs. But you basically know the basics of how you need to take care of them, what you need to do, and stuff like that. Now I'll also show you some of the stuff about them reproducing and everything here in just a second. All right, so we are back down. Let's look in the Seasons menu here. So these guys, their health is 85%. It's going up. Great. They got everything they need. These guys, the health to 82%, so they don't have straw, but they had all their food. So they're going up slowly, just not as quickly. Now, if we go down here, these guys are at 70%. Theirs actually decreased because they don't have soybeans or straw. Now, will they probably die? Probably not, but you're not going to see the same increase on them as you did before. Now, if we go down here to these guys, they're at 82% because, again, they didn't have straw. Now, If we go to the females, which are at the top here, right here it'll say age, all that good stuff. You have health, age, weight in here, and it'll say next animal in, so there's nothing for them right there. This one says 0.3 years, so in 0.3 years you get a litter of animals, and then you just go down. That looks like only a couple of them in there. These guys got a couple that are at 0.3 years, 0.2 years, some various levels for that. And now if we see, they actually all probably gained weight from when we purchased them. So these guys, we bought them at 419 pounds. Now they are 428 pounds. Though when we sell them, we're not actually going to make a profit yet. The prices vary, and again, it just is what it is, and health matters and all that good stuff. But yeah, so we're not going to make a profit yet, but 428 pounds, they are gaining weight. They will be worth something eventually. If we go into the market menu here, we can go down to animals at the very bottom. Go all the way down to, where are we at here? Yorkshire. That's one of our pigs, right? Yep, Yorkshire. So we can see that looks like the best time maybe is winter time, and this could change as the years go by. The Gloucestershire also looks like winter, spotted, same thing. Berkshire, same thing. So it's gonna have the price per pound in there. And you can see certain ones are worth different amounts. So the Berkshires are worth a little bit more per pound than the other ones are. So there you go. But I think that is everything I have for you guys today. If you guys have questions or you think I missed something, feel free to drop a comment down below. But anyhow, if you guys enjoyed this video, drop a like down below. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button up on your screen to join the Farmer Cop channel and turn on your notification bell so you don't miss any future videos I may post. This has been Farmer Cop. Thank you guys for coming and watching.